People, thank you for joining my YouTube live. I saw a couple interesting things out here that I wanted to talk about. These things are in circulation about the Kiss End of the Road Farewell Tour. And as I announced on my social media pages, I'm going to be hitting up the very first date of this Kiss End of the Road Farewell Tour. I bought my plane tickets, I bought my concert tickets, and we've got the accommodations. This shit's legit. Today is, I think, the 26th. Was it 26th? Yeah, 25th. And the concert's on the 31st over in Vancouver. So this shit's going to be crazy. A lot of rumors circulating about this tour. Of course, there's always a lot of hearsay. A lot of people talking about, will there be appearances from original members? What does the group have in store in terms of a stage, in terms of all these different things? And a limo company over in Vancouver has actually done a lot to propel this fire that's burning in these original Kiss lovers discussion boards. So this company I want to promote. We back? We're live? Okay. Right here. I really don't even want to promote. But they just happen to have the article up. So this is a Ritz limousine service. And they're doing a Kiss End of the Road, I guess, private concert package. So they're bringing people back and forth. They're trying to make it like a special experience, all surrounding and revolving around Kiss. So there's a ton of information about what they got going here. And when you go on the About the Kiss End of the Road tour page, this is all over Facebook right now. It says Vancouver Kiss fans are extra lucky because this tour date, January 31st, 2019, is the start of the tour, so the band will be super fresh. Which is totally true, by the way. That was a big factor in why I actually bought tickets to this show. It right off the top. So it says Kiss are hitting the road in the name of rock and roll for the last time. The Rockers announced their final world tour after the 45-year career. All 4 original members will be there. That's what's written here on Ritz Limo. All 4 original members will be there. Simmons, Paul Stanley, Ace Frehley, and Peter Criss. Okay? For the people in the back, that's it right there on Ritz Limo. Now, I know what a lot of people are going to say. I would like to say it before it's said in the comment sections of this video or anything like that. So there's 2 circumstances that could have possibly happened. The first one is we could have a classic case of people who are caught up in the idea of Kiss. That's one of the first most common things that we really get with this band. One of the biggest marketing tactics, which I applaud them for because it works, is that they've coined the 4 iconic images of those 4 iconic characters. The Spaceman, the Catman, the Demon, and the Star Child. So many people get down on Kiss about this. They get mad about them branding this image and trying to sort of make the whole Kiss thing about the 4 images more so than the people. People really talk down on that. What these people don't understand is that Kiss are professional businessmen. They've been doing this for just about 50 years. And to coin the brand, to coin the images is something that doesn't even have to have a name attached to it. They just know those 4 recognizable faces. So this branding has worked so well to the point where people aren't really questioning who's in the group anymore, and they're just going for that image of the Catman, Spaceman, Demon, and the Star Child. And I think that's cool. The only issue is that it results in things like this. And that's not the band's fault. That's just the fault of the people, because a lot of people out there often make the mistake of just simply not researching the events that they're going to. This is not a bad thing. It doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with them. They just simply don't put enough research into what they're going to see. For example, I used to work at a comedy club, and we'd often get people storming out of the comedy club upset because there was offensive material. Yet, if you would have looked up the comedian and clicked a 1 30-second clip of their material, you would have seen how incredibly offensive it is. If you look up Kiss band members, it doesn't say Ace Frehley and Peter Criss are current band members. So, for the people who turn around and point the finger at the band for this, as if it's their fault, it's ludicrous, because anybody who has Google is able to find out in the band. So that's one possibility. Now, the next possibility is that potentially this limo company, and it's a stretch, these are just rumors we're discussing, could have some information that I don't necessarily think so, but a lot of people are blowing this up on Facebook. So I actually called them earlier today. Look at me in all my glory in my house clothes. That's great. So this is what the limo company said when I called them and asked them about this end of the road tour stuff. Check it out. Hi, Ritz Limos. How you guys doing? I was just looking at your website at the KISS article here for the limo packages. I was just wondering here, it's being reported that the original members are coming. Is that info that you guys have been privy to? You guys have reported on your website that it's the original KISS. Is that info that you've been given, or?
I'm not exactly certain on that.
Okay, I do just want to let you guys know you might want to change that because it's quite a difference. Okay. Yeah. So I called the guy to let him know. And basically, if you guys couldn't hear the clip because the audio is a little bit choppy, the guy had no idea what the hell I was talking about. He legitimately had no clue what I was talking about when I said, you have it listed that the original KISS is coming out on this tour. And, you know, again, that's one thing that I've really applauded like Ace Frehley for, and we're going to listen to this clip here. He's very explicit about it in this clip. They don't want any sort of confusion about the fact that Ace and Peter are not being billed on this ticket lineup. They're simply not. So for this company here, and this is why I'm discussing this, to be doing a deal with KISS where they have the official transportation for the concert going through them, and KISS is obviously in on this from a legal standpoint, for them to not even know the names of the band is, I personally would say, a huge smack in the face to the band. And it's just, it's absolutely ridiculous. It reminds me of the Pink Floyd song, Have a Cigar, where the guy is, the song's from the perspective of a record label, like, you know, bigwig. And he's saying he loves the band's fantastic, that's really what I think. Oh, by the way, which one's Pink? Because this dude thought there was a guy in Pink Floyd named Pink. He didn't even know the band members. This is a classic one of those situations where really, you know, allegedly, they might just be in it for the money and they really don't know what they're talking about. So this is added to the rumors. It's added to the confusion around the end of the road world tour. I know a lot of people want Ace Frehley to come back, and Ace says he's ready to come back, as we're going to hear in this clip. Let's listen to this clip that we have here from the Eddie Trunk show.
Is there a side of you, though, Ace, that if they call that you'd make yourself available right now
since they haven't called and they've announced all these dates, you've pretty much moved on from it?
Well, I mean, you know, there's always the chance I might get that emergency phone call. But pretty much I think it's built into I told my agent to build into my contract in the event I do get an emergency phone call and Kiss wants me to join the tour and take over for Tommy, that I can get out of the dates that I have booked for the summer. So, you know, we'll see what happens. You know, you know me. I'm the kind of guy that says never say never. But at this juncture, I have no plans on performing on the upcoming KISS tour, and I haven't gotten any phone calls.
So that's Ace Frehley talking about the potential of coming back on the final KISS tour. And, you know, it was important for me to play that actual audio. That was really important to me. One of the things that irritates me about rock and roll news is the way that people like to, and they like to sort of make it seem like people are saying things in a tone or even with a sentiment that they didn't have. All of the articles that were being put out about this said Ace Frehley is prepared to jump in for Tommy Thayer on End of the Road tour. You know, really all Ace is saying in this is he's lightheartedly saying, you know, he's ready to jump in if he gets the phone call. Although I'm not sure how lighthearted it is because he deals to get out of his summer contracts if he does get the call. But listen, I think this is great. I don't know why people are getting on Ace's back. You know, at the end of the day, he's just a guy who, you know, he was a part of something great. That great thing is coming to an end. And due to the circumstances that have happened surrounding that, I think people should understand that he's going to have a lot of mixed emotions about it. You can't expect them not to. But this was a clip from the Eddie Trunk show, and they did an interview here 1 month ago. You know, I will say about Eddie Trunk, he's another dude where, like, the rock tabloids or news sites, whatever you want to call them, really take what Eddie says and they like to sort of twist it and convolute it and add a narrative to it. But I gotta say, not in all cases. You know, I think Eddie, there's something to that when Eddie says that people change his words. But the fact of the matter is, Eddie does a 2 or 3 hour radio show where it's him talking uninterrupted with the exception of callers or guests. So people can probably get a pretty clear idea of, you know, what he has to say, you know, in his own words. So I will give them that. It's not all a mixed, forced interpretation. People are often listening to his own words. But I will say, even though Eddie says his callers dictate the direction of, maybe you should get a screener and stop taking so many calls about Kiss. You know, because it's very, very clear that you're not interested. It's something that you don't like. You don't like the direction that the band is going. And quite frankly, if you don't like it, I'm not sure why you spend so much time talking about it. But, you know, I do think that this was a good clip from Eddie, and it drives home the point that nobody on the original side and nobody in the band is trying to say that Ace is coming back. There's nothing but hearsay. But when you get companies like this, it definitely makes it difficult, especially with the fact that Ace is doing a sudden pop-up set of 4 tour dates coast when Kiss is coming by to do the beginning of their tour here in the West Coast. Very interesting timing. All I'm going to say is that I'm going to be there for all of the action at the very first date of the Kiss End of the Road tour in Vancouver, Rogers Arena. And you guys do know that while I'm there, I'm going to be getting all of the most exclusive content. We're doing a full experience video. We're going to be talking to people in the audience, you know, Kiss fans walking around with a microphone, talking to people. Not only that, but I'm going to be coming on and doing a full review podcast, sitting down and breaking down the first show, the End of the Road tour. And for my personal opinion, I do want to throw this in because I haven't actually thrown in my thoughts about Aiken. I haven't really talked about this for a reason. You know, I've almost made an effort not to talk about it because it's so often discussed on shows like mine that it just seems like something that I didn't want to talk about. But now that it's so timely, you know, after talking to Ace myself, hearing his thoughts on Kiss, seeing some of his recent performances, I think that the least the band could do, and I hope that they do it, is bring Ace out for maybe one song on one show. Hopefully they bring Peter. I'm not sure of Peter's health, Peter's condition. I have a great amount of respect for Peter. I'm just not sure of his condition. But if Peter's able to do it, I think they should bring them out. They missed the opportunity to perform at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. They haven't performed on the Kiss cruises. As a Kiss fan, someone who, you know, this band is really close to my heart, I will say that I really hope that they do this for the fans because it's very, very important to the fans, especially the fans such as myself who were never around and never had the opportunity to go see the band while they were performing in their original lineup, or even I've never physically seen Ace Frehley in person. I've seen Kiss 4 or 5 times, you know, so for something like that to happen would be an absolute thrill, and you know, I think it's fun to talk about it. So that's all the Kiss End of the Road tour rumors. This company, to be quite frank, I hope they lose their deal with Kiss if they don't change this right away. I called them and told them to change it. It's still up. Somebody's asleep at the wheel, and from personal experience, Gene does not like that. So thank you guys for tuning into my live. We'll be back talking about some more Kiss, and stay tuned for more.